Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to navigate your Fitbit Charge 4. So starting from the clock face screen, if we swipe up, we reveal the Today dashboard. And in the upper left hand corner, we get our current battery percentage. Mine reads 19%. And then next we have our stats. We have steps. This is our hourly step goal. This is active zone minutes and current heart rate. Then we get resting heart rate, total distance for the day. We get total calories burned, which includes your calories you burn just by being at rest. That's why the number is often so high, especially when you wake up at the first thing in the morning. And we have our floors climbed stat. We have our sleep score and our sleep duration. If you have female health tracking enabled, you'll have that stat there. If you have weight tracking enabled, you'll have a weight stat here. And then we have tracking your water intake and your days of exercise. Now you can't do anything, you can't reorder these, you can't swipe left or right. You can only swipe up and down, and you can either swipe all the way back up to the top, all the way back up to the top, and then swipe down, or if you go all the way, you're checking on something and want to swipe all the way, you can just press the button to go back to your clock face. Now if we swipe down from the clock face, we'll get our notifications. So to see an individual notification, you can tap on it, and then you can scroll up and down. It even tells you the date and time the notification was received. If you want to clear an individual notification, you can tap clear, and that'll just delete one notification. But your Fitbit Charge 4 can store up to 10 notifications. So if you want to delete more than one, you just pull down again until you reach the top, and it'll say clear all. Then you can clear all your notifications at once. So if we press the home button, we can go back to our clock face. Now if we press and hold the button, we'll access the quick settings mode. Now if this is your first time, you might actually see the payments screen. So these two little dots at the top that are kind of hard to see show you that you can actually swipe left and right within these quick settings. So the first screen is payments, where you'll access your Fitbit wallet, and that's how you will be able to use Fitbit Pay for payments or transit. And then we have Do Not Disturb, Sleep Mode, and if you scroll up, there's also the Screen Wake mode. So Screen Wake is doing that wrist flip action to activate your clock face, so you can enable that as it is now, or tap once to disable. It's grayed out with a slash saying that it's disabled. So now if you do your wrist flip, your clock face will not appear on the screen anymore. So you can tap it again to re-enable. Now, sleep mode is a new thing. I'll talk about it when we enter the settings app, but you can enable or disable that here also. And then Do Not Disturb will turn off all notifications, goal reminders, and reminders to move. So you can activate that or deactivate it, having it grayed out with the slash through. So now we can push our button once to go back to our clock face. And now if we swipe to the left, that's where we reveal the apps. So we have Exercise, Spotify, Agenda, Relax, Timers, Alarms, and Weather and Settings. So I'll go back to the first options here. So if I tap on Exercise, you'll see at the top there are actually there can be up to 6 circles or buttons, whatever you want to call them, because you can load up to 6 exercise shortcuts on your device at one time. To see how to customize these, I have another video for that, so check that out in the card or the description below. But you can swipe left and right to progress through your shortcuts. And when a shortcut has this little arrow at the bottom, not all of them will, but when it does, that means you can swipe up for more options. So you'll see here that I have options to turn GPS on, or if I tap I can turn it off, or I can have heart rate zone alerts off, or if I tap I can turn them back on. So heart rate zone alerts will tell you when you moved from your fat burn zone to cardio, cardio to peak, or going down from peak to cardio or cardio to fat burn. So you'll see like yoga doesn't have those options, spinning doesn't, but walk does. And then if you want to start an exercise, you just choose the one you want and tap on it. And then you can either start or you can set up a goal. So if we tap set goal, we can set a goal for distance, time, calories, or zone minutes. Now that's specific to the walk exercise shortcut. It might be different options if you're in a swimming shortcut or another shortcut. So if you tap on distance, for example, you can then choose whatever distance that you want for your goal. If you decide you don't want that, you can just press the button to go back. If you want a time, then same type of thing. You just swipe up and down to figure out what time you want. We have calories, similar, and zone minutes. Looks like up to 200 only, so. So let's say you wanted to do a time of 30-minute walk. So we can go ahead and actually we tap on it to say yes, we want to do that. And then since GPS was on, I guess, it is trying to connect to GPS. It will keep doing this little movement and say connecting until it connects. And then you can press this little play button when you're ready to start, and it tells you have a 30-minute goal. So Fitbit will keep track of your 30-minute goal, and it will also notify you when you've hit your halfway point. So in this case it would be 15 minutes. So if you're going for a walk and you're doing out and back or something like that, you know, once it tells you halfway, then you can return back home and you'll get your 30 minutes. So let's go ahead and just tap on play because I'm indoors and this is not going to connect. So this starts your exercise. And you can see here for the walk exercise at least, we have a distance at the top. We have a time elapsed at the bottom. That's a battery notification. My battery's getting low, I guess. And if you have the time goal set up, it's telling you here that you have 29:36 to go. And then here in the middle is a changeable stat. So right now it's kind of duplicative. It's showing the same thing, elapsed time. So we can either swipe left or right, or we can just tap. So whatever's easiest for you. I kind of like swiping. So we have elapsed time, we have, looks like pace, average pace, current heart rate, which is what I usually use because I like to know my heart rate when I'm exercising, calories burned, steps, current time, distance, and then we're back to elapsed time. And then we have active zone minutes. Oh, so I guess this is actually not, so this is elapsed time, and this one is your time goal that also tells you your time remaining. So that's also helpful to know. Now if we press the button once, we will pause our workout. And here it will say press button to finish exercise. So button in this case is not the screen button, it is this side button. So if you press the play button, it'll return to tracking your exercise. And so we have to push pause again and then push the button once more. And then it'll ask us to, if we're sure, do you want to finish or return? So if it accidentally clicks this, then you can go back to your exercise. Otherwise, if you do want to finish, then you tap finish. So then it gives you a post-workout summary. It says nice work, and this is your goal-based exercise. So we didn't actually meet our goal. We only did one of 30 minutes. This is the total elapsed duration, distance, average pace, active zone minutes, average heart rate, maximum heart rate, total calories burned, steps, and even an elevation gain. And when you're done with your post-workout summary, you can tap this check mark to return. So that gives you a feel for how to start and stop and customize some exercise things. If we tap on Spotify, I don't have this set up, so it says log into Spotify from the Fitbit mobile app. So maybe I'll do a video on that in the future if people want me to. But I will note that you cannot access your Spotify app when you're doing your exercises. So if you're in the middle of an exercise and you want to access your Spotify to skip a song, well, sorry to tell you that functionality, at least currently, and there's no indication that they're going to do this, but I'm sure they're going to get a lot of negative feedback about it. You can't interact with Spotify while you're in your exercise. So just so you know that, in case that affects your decision to buy or keep this device. So if we swipe again, we have the Agenda app, so I tap on that. Again, I don't have it set up at the moment, but it says please make sure all permissions for the Agenda app are enabled in the Fitbit mobile app. So this is supposed to show your today and tomorrow upcoming events. We have the Relax app. This is the guided breathing. You can switch between 2 minutes, or if we swipe, we can do 5 minutes, but those are your only options. So then if you want to start, just push the play icon and it tells you to be still, take slow deep breaths, and this probably isn't going to work very well because I'm not using the heart rate. Tells you sparkles means you're doing well. Now follow the dots to guide your breathing. So you inhale while the dots are getting bigger, and then you exhale while the dots are getting smaller. And then you continue doing this, and you'll see that you do get some vibrations. I don't know if you can hear that or not. But if you don't want to look at your screen while you're doing this, you can kind of learn what the vibrations mean in terms of switching from inhale to exhale. And this will continue on for either 2 or 5 minutes. And at the end, I believe it will tell you how closely aligned your heart rate was, your heart rate variability was, to this inhale and exhale. So probably not a huge stat to worry about, but could be useful if you need to relax a bit. So if we push the button, we can actually just get out of that early and push the button again, and we get back to the apps. So if I swipe again, we have timers. So we have the options for a stopwatch or a countdown. So stopwatch is going to count up, countdown will count down. So if you want to use a stopwatch, you just tap and tap again, and it will start increasing the count. Now for some reason you can multitask with this app. If I press the button back and I get out of this and I go back to the clock face, for example, and then later I want to go back to my timers and stopwatch, you can see that the time did continue to increase. So that is how you use the stopwatch app. When you're done, you can press this little pause icon, and then it will flash. So if you need to start again, you can start again, or this little chevron icon means you can swipe up, and then you basically reset, and then it sets back to 0. And then you can press the button to get back out of it. And then to show you the countdown, tap here, and then you have to tap and select your countdown time. So let's say 1 minute, tap on that. How many seconds? All right, 1 minute and 1 second. So it's set to countdown for 1 minute and 1 second. Let's go ahead. Let's actually change this so I don't have to wait. Didn't realize there were actually going to be seconds. So go ahead and say 0 minutes and 4 seconds. So 4 seconds is going to count down. Let's see what happens. Let's press play. So it's counting down. You can pause it. And anytime, just like before, you can reset it. Or you can continue on. And then we have a time's up notification. So 4 seconds is over. And then to stop it, we just press the button. And then we press the button again to go back. And you may want to just, I guess you have to, let's see here. Yeah, I guess you press the button. And then for some reason, the only way to reset that is push play, pause, and then go up to reset. And that didn't work. So that may be a bug. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. So you just have to tap and go back to whatever you want. So I guess you don't reset it, you just change the time to whatever you need it to be. Alright, so that's countdown and stopwatch in the timers app. Now here we can set our alarms directly on the watch. It says set up a new alarm. I actually have a separate video that shows you how to do this, so I will refer you to that video, but just real quick, you can press the plus button, you can change your time, choose AM or PM, you can turn the alarm on or off, you can have it repeat on or off, you can repeat specific days of the week, so it repeats every Monday, and then we go back and it says alarm for 10:04 AM every Monday is currently off. If we tap, we can turn it on. Now it's on. Now if we want to delete it, we tap on it and scroll all the way to the bottom and see the trash can, and then delete, and then check. And now there are no alarms. So that was a brief, quick overview of setting up alarms on your device. If we swipe again, we have weather, and this is telling us your current locations of weather. So you get the city name, you get the, clouds or sun, current weather conditions. You also get current weather temperature, as well as the high and the low, and how recently this data was updated. So this was 42 minutes ago. Now if you want this to be continuously updated, you need to have location services set to always, and you need to have background refresh and all-day sync, all that stuff. And then you can also get the next 2 days weather forecast, conditions, and high and low temperatures. You can also set up 2 other locations using the Fitbit settings on your phone. Alright, and last we have settings. So here we have brightness, we have normal, auto, and dim. As you can see, that is pretty dim. So you'll probably want to keep it on auto most of the time. I had it normal for this video. And then vibration strength can be normal or strong. I don't really feel that much of a difference. Normal seems strong enough for me. You can turn heart rate on or off. I put it off for this video because I don't want to waste battery. You can also turn on Do Not Disturb from here. If we turn it on, you can also specify whether you want to receive notifications during an exercise. So if for some reason you don't want to get notifications during an exercise, you can turn these off, and then you'll get notifications at all other times except for when you're in the middle of a workout. Or you can keep that on. There's also the sleep mode. So if we tap on sleep mode, you'll see you can turn it on or off manually. And when you turn it on, you'll notice the screen goes dim. That's because in the sleep mode, it will automatically do 3 things. Number 1, it will turn on Do Not Disturb, so you won't receive any notifications. It will automatically set the screen brightness to dim, and will automatically disable that wrist flip screen wake gesture. So the idea is if you're a tosser and turner like me at night, when you're tossing and turning in bed at night, the display is not going to come on and wake up you or your partner because it is quite bright in the middle of the night. you will still be able to use your button to enable or access the screen if you need to check the time, or double tapping will also work with the sleep mode on as well. And then you can turn a schedule on or off. If you turn it on, then you can set a sleep interval. So you tap that and then you can choose your start and end time. And at the moment there's kind of a bug. You can choose your hour and whether AM or PM, but it doesn't let you choose the minute. So if I want to choose 10:30, it currently doesn't do that. I assume that'll be fixed in the future, but at the moment that is not currently working, and I assume it should be an option. And same thing for your start and end time. And there's no other options there, so you press the button to go back, and schedule is on. So then the sleep mode will be automatically enabled from 10 p.m. to 8 a.m. Now if you happen to go to sleep early, for example, and you have this enabled, the schedule enabled, and you go to sleep at 9:30, and you say, okay, I'm going to turn on sleep mode from my quick settings here, like that, then you don't actually have to manually turn it off in the morning. As long as you get up after your sleep interval schedule, it will automatically remember your sleep mode schedule and disable at 8 a.m. And we also have heart zone alerts. So in addition to the individual exercises that you can choose this to be on and off for, you also have a setting for that here. It seems like the individual exercise setting overrules this one, so just know that. And then finally we have about. So if we tap on that, you can find your firmware version, which is basically 82.46, the last two numbers separated by the decimal point. There's also some regulatory info, which Fitbit's just legally required to include. You can clear user data, but be careful when you do this because this is a factory reset and should only be done in extreme troubleshooting when you've tried everything else, or you're wanting to return your tracker or give it to somebody else to use. And then there's also rebooting the device. This is also restarting, a soft reset, if you will. Kind of just like turning your phone or computer on and off. Kind of can be the first step in troubleshooting. You just tap there. Says this will restart your device, no data will be lost. You scroll up and say either yes or no. I'm going to go ahead and say no because I don't really need to do that right now. Then we can push the button to go back and continue to go back to our base. So that was a full navigational overview of the Fitbit Charge 4. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up as it really helps this video and my channel. And consider subscribing for more Fitbit and other wearable videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.